Hey y'all, welcome back to another episode of Sin City TV. Come watch TV with me. What a long, strange trip it's been. Jay tripping, Donna, Tab, and Ellis on a trip. Okay. Welcome back to Sin City TV. Get on in here and come watch TV with me. Today we will be discussing from season 4, episode 5, What a Long Strange Trip It's Been is the title, and it embodies the episode so well. Because like I said, everybody tripping. It's a trip. The whole episode is a trip. Let's get into it. So last week the episode ends. You got Tab, Donna, Ellis, and two characters, I don't know their names, at the settlement. Okay, they find something that floats up from beneath the water. Okay, look like some dead bodies wrapped up in some greenery, some tarp. Okay, and Donna has the bright idea: bring it ashore, bring it here so we can see what it is. Now, Ellis's black side was clearly dormant at this moment because the black in me would have been like, leave that shit right where it's at. It's not a good idea for us to be playing with stuff and we don't know what it is. Leave it where it's at. But no, Ellis agreed with the white lady, my favorite white lady, okay? Let's not get that mistaken. Bring it here and let's see what it is. And it's these big, oversized dolls. Look like they were sewn together like Cabbage Patch dolls, but like made out of burlap or something. Big, oversized dolls. So Donna cut that motherfucker open. Let's see what's inside here. It's real. It's a doll stuffed with cotton or whatever. So then Donna's like, maybe we should put it back. Because why else would you build life-size monsters but to scare something away? So maybe these dolls being in the water, that's for a reason. So they stuff rocks into the dolls and they put it back. They never should have brought it ashore. Okay, and Ellis being the black man in this situation, he should have stood his ground. He should have stood 10 toes down and like, leave it where it's at. Now, I know Ethan thinks that now, since the water from the lake didn't work on the bird, that his Lake of Tears myth is dispelled. Or at least that the Lake of the Settlement is not the Lake of Tears. I still think that the Lake of Tears does exist and that Ethan might be onto something in his quest to find this Lake of Tears. This show, and one of the reasons why I love it so much, but also one of the reasons why it frustrates me so much, there is so much information and so many things going on at once. It's hard for me to keep track of everything that's happened and everything that's going to happen that's going to pull everything else together. It's so hard to keep that, like, everything in order in my brain. So I'm trying not to forget small details and not forgetting Ethan's quest. Oh, my light died. Okay, my light died, so forgive me. I had to change my angle a little bit so I could charge my light so that I could keep it so I could film the rest of the video. But anyway, I don't want to forget that Ethan is on a quest for the Lake of Tears and not forgetting other information that might clue us into what the Lake of Tears is, what it might mean, and how it impacts the story. Now, let's take a minute to talk about Muriel. One of the things that's been nagging at me since last season is what the significance of Randall, Julie, and Muriel being in that chamber, chained to the wall, has to the story. What's the significance? We know that Julie's story walks now. Maybe that has some significance to her being a part of the three that were part of that whole riddle with Bacta and everything, because again, that still stands out to me. Randall is scared to go into the ruins, and he keeps hearing the cicadas. That's all that we get from Randall is his hearing of the cicadas and the fact that he is scared of whatever the ruins makes him feel. He doesn't want to feel it, and he's running from it. And now in this episode, we learned that Muriel can hear and feel the screams and the horror and the terror of all the souls that have been trapped in Fromville. And I think that you got to pay attention to what she's saying, because Another revelation that I had at the beginning of this season dealing with Jim and everything was it made me realize that, wait a minute, the people here that die, their souls never leave. The whole thing of, oh, Jim's not dead, Jim's not dead. Jim's clearly dead, but he's still here. It very much feels like that. And it got me thinking, everybody is still here. And maybe that's what people are hearing and feeling. Not all the town playing tricks on them, but maybe the old souls trying to get them to remember stuff or to help free them. It's trippy. But what Muriel was saying makes a lot of sense. Like, she can feel it and it won't leave her. And I think that that's a very important part of the story. And I've always said I felt like this whole thing is an ancient curse. Somebody centuries ago cast some ancient curse on this town, and that's what our residents are living in. And it's a cycle that keeps repeating itself over and over and over and over again. And Muriel can feel the suffering of everybody who has come in contact with this ancient curse. Again, I know it's a much broader story to be told, but I feel like that part of the story is very important and we have to remember it. And I feel like because Muriel is not one of the main characters, people are going to glaze over her scenes and glaze over what she was saying. And I don't think that that's a smart idea. So if you are one of those people who glazed over that scene of Muriel expressing herself and talking to Christy and Sophia about what she felt, go back and listen and pay attention. I feel like it's going to be important later. Performance of the week this week for me is going to Robert Joy, the actor who plays Henry. Baby, Henry done broke down. Henry got drunk and Henry had a breakdown from the knowledge that he got from Victor that the man in yellow ate Miranda. It tore my man's apart. And the performance that he put on, playing Leaving on a Jet, playing on the piano, singing, expressing his emotions, singing the song and those lyrics, connecting back to his feelings about what's going on right now. Oh my God. Oh my God. He put on a show. I felt for him. I felt for him so bad. It put me in the mind of what's his name from the Temptations. That scene from the Temptations. What's his name? Fuck me. Paul. I had to take a minute to think about it. Paul from the Temptations. That scene of him singing at the piano drunk. That's what it made me think of. Like, it touches you. And that scene of the Temptations touched me. Kudos. Brilliant job. Clapping my fingertips for you, sir. Now, let's get into the meat and potatoes of this episode. There were two very significant revelations in this episode. One of them being Jade. Jade, y'all know he took them mushrooms, okay? Start tripping. The brilliance in which Jade's scenes were filmed to take us on the trip with him. But he was sitting in the post office, police station, whatever, the whole time. But we as the audience got to go on the journey through his trip with him. You motherfuckers are geniuses. Brilliant. It was so brilliant because when the scene ended and we find out that he was sitting there in the post office tripping the whole time, but we got to go on a trip with him. Child, I about threw my shit with the TV. That's how you tell a motherfucking story. Okay, all you people complaining about how this show don't give us nothing about how the writing is subpar. Y'all not real true lovers of storytelling. Because the way they told that story, cinematically, beautiful. Tens, no notes. Clapping my fingers. Thank y'all. It lit a fire up in me. Lit a fire up in me, the woman who loves a good story being told in a creative way. So on this trip that Jade takes through his mushrooms, we learned so much. We learned that, well, first we get to hear a story about when Jade was a little boy playing the violin for his grandma by her bedside before she passed. And it was, the mushrooms took him back to that exact memory in his mind. And he saw his younger self. His younger self becomes his tour guide through this trip, okay? Little Jade shows him that all of the people that Jade's been seeing in his visions and his flashes that the town gives him when he's seeing things are versions of himself. Versions of himself that have been trapped in Fromville from different time periods. So the soldier that we see in season 1, that's a past Jade. We all already know Christopher is a past Jade. The man with the thing in the eye and the skull full of blood, a past Jade. Okay? And then the man that we saw with the boulder over his chest that was locked in the cellar, I believe, a past Jade. And the other revelation that Jade has, that the little boy shows him, is that none of his past selves were killed by the monsters. They were all killed by residents of the town after they find out who he is and that he keeps coming to the town over and over and over again. Little Jade says, first they blame you, then they hate you, and eventually they kill you. So he's telling him that his search for further knowledge is what gets him killed at the end of the day, and it's the townspeople who do it. And now we've been hearing all season long, it's hard to know who to trust. The townspeople start to tear each other apart at some point in the story. Man in Yellow said that at the beginning of the season. Is this why? Then Jade asked the little boy, what about Tabitha? Little Jade said it's much worse for her. Much worse for her. And then Jade gets stuck into he followed a path and got stuck underground with the monsters. And that's when he wakes up. And he's like, I know what to do. I know what to do. Child. I believe that signifies that the children are underground somewhere. And that that's where they gotta go to free them. I could be wrong. I don't be knowing what the fuck I be talking about. I just be saying what I feel. Okay. Now let's go back to Tabitha, the other meat and potatoes of this episode. Again, Lil J say it gets way worse for Tabitha. One of the questions that I have, that I don't know if it's been explained or not, which is why I'm coming here. I hate when people do the whole, oh, that's a stupid question, that's dumb, do you pay attention to the show, when it's stuff that's really relevant. Because again, it's hard to forget, it's hard to remember everything that happens. People do be asking some dumb, out of control questions sometimes, but what I'm about to ask, I really think is a good question, and I need y'all to answer it for me if you know the answer, and don't call me stupid. Okay? Now, a question that I have is, was Tabitha's younger self a former resident of the town as a child? Because she keeps having these memories of herself as a child in a town, but saying that she had nightmares as a child. So were her nightmares just from, like, how I'm trying to word this, were her nightmares just like manifestations of herself in the town as a child? Like her nightmares manifested her into the town, like she felt like she was there from the nightmares. Maybe that's what it was, and not necessarily her being in the town as a kid. Did I just answer my own question? I don't know. If y'all understand what the hell I'm trying to say, and you got some answers for me or some thoughts, please, because that's one thing that's throwing me. Because it feels very much like Tab was present in the town as a kid, and that they weren't just dreams. So, Now, Donna, Tab, Ellis, Ethan, and them two randos go to bed for the night, okay? They ready to get the fuck because them things that they put up out the water. They ready to get the fuck. And then them things come to life and bust through that goddamn cabin like we knew what's going to happen from the trailer, okay? And Tab starts remembering. She remembers the song, the music playing, and she remembers that she had them two dolls as kids. They were regular little dolls. Some man took them from her, said they gave him nightmares, threw him in the water. Okay, and then when he died, the nightmares came to life. So now the nightmares are alive, out of the water, busting through the cabin to kill the Donano. Successfully killed the random man. Okay. And Tabitha remembers how to hurt them with them totems. And it's just so many pieces to put together that I haven't really been able to really sit down and really gather my thoughts about, because like I said, are these memories that she's having from a nightmare? Or did she actually live this as a kid in a past life or something? I truly don't know. And what's most exciting to me about that scene is that now they're going to have to go back to the town and finally start telling people what the fuck is really going on. They got to now. Are they though? Are they going to do it in a way that they can keep order? Because knowing what we know about these residents, no. That's how I feel. They don't know how to keep order. They don't know how to do anything the right way. To keep order. It's always mayhem. It's always mayhem because they wait, and they sit on shit. They can't sit on this because the other rando, now she done got burnt up in the face. She gonna want some answers. She gonna want some answers. She heard Tabitha talking about her past and her knowing what to do and hearing a song. She knows all of this. Now she got questions. So are we going to do the right thing and gather everybody and really sit down and tell them what's really going on? And when they do that, is shit going to get crazy? Are the people going to start blaming and then hating and then killing? Whoo, child. Another thought I had from watching that scene at the settlement with the dolls play out was, now y'all know I ain't never fucked with the settlement. I say that all the time. I never fucked with the settlement. I don't like it. It ain't right there. I get the ick. Okay? I was right. Ick. But another thought I had was, now correct me if I'm wrong, because again, a lot of information to remember. Do the monsters from the town, do they even exist at the settlement? Because I remember in season 3 when Christy and Kenny and them were at the settlement, they heard noises outside, but nothing ever came in, if I'm remembering correctly. But nobody has seen any monsters yet there, the monsters from the town. So do the monsters from the town even exist at the settlement? Because when Donna and them and Ethan and Tab, when they was fighting the dolls, there were no monsters in sight. And they were out there for a little bit. Like, why wouldn't the monsters come and help the dolls? Like, oh yeah, let's get them. That didn't happen. So I'm like, do the monsters from town even exist at the settlement? I don't know. I don't think they do. I might have to go back and rewatch to see. Rewatch those scenes at the settlement from prior seasons. But woo, child, this episode was definitely a doozy. I think this is gonna be one of the ones I rewatch a lot, just to kind of connect the dots in my head, because again, a lot of information, but a good one nonetheless. And like I said last week, all I feel is doom. All I feel is doom. I don't feel hopeful. I do not feel like, oh yeah, they're gonna find a way out of here. They're gonna make it. Like I felt the other seasons, like, oh, they're gonna crack this curse and they're gonna get home. I don't feel like this show is gonna end on a happy note. Ow! We're gonna get to it. We're gonna see. Please tap into the comments. Let me know your thoughts. Let me know your opinions. Even if you disagree with me, I'm completely okay with having respectful discourse. Yeah, so I'm gonna call y'all back next week so we can talk about episode 6, because things are heating up.